Hey everyone, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for hanging out with me for this Project Life video. This will be week 19, so if you'd like to see what I did this week, stick around. Hi friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for checking out this video. I don't normally do a live intro. I usually do a voiceover. But this week is a little different because there was a lot happening. It was the beginning of May. It was my second full week of recovery, or coming up to my second full week of recovery. And also Mother's Day. So there were like a ton. These photos are all from Mother's Day. So I wanted to have this insert included so that I could add more photos and journaling, because I knew I was going to have a bunch of pictures in the very short outing that we ended up taking. I definitely overdid it on Mother's Day as far as like recovery goes, but I learned my lesson and I'm taking it easy now. So because there's so much to document, I just wanted to share with you quickly the caveat that, you know, this might be sped up a little bit more. I will probably edit out the journaling completely and that type of thing so that the video isn't super long. But using products from the May Stories by the Month kit from Ali Edwards, these two cards was a 4x6 card I split into two for it to look very cohesive. These are the only photos I got from the beginning of the week. This is literally like Saturday and Sunday. So lots of photos at the end of the week because I've basically just been lounging around the house. So I am going to put you guys on fast forward and do the voiceover. Before I do that, I'll just show I have a bunch of chipboard pieces from, well, all the ones from the new May Stories by the Month kit and some others I've pulled that I think could coordinate with the spreads. I have the extra cards here from this kit that I haven't used in case I want to add them in or change my mind. I also have my new stamp set from Citrus Twist Kits. I just purchased the Sophie Alphabet. And I've got these chipboard labels surrounded with gold foil from Ali Edwards. I think this is from like Day in the Life or Week in the Life or something like that. But there is gold foiling on some of these vellum cards. So I thought I would bring in some gold. I also have these puffy stickers from Studio Calico. They're much older, but the colors are going to be perfect. I have the Studio Calico Color Theory labels in bright pink, or flamingo, I think is the color. And then I pulled some word phrases in the blue and like this purple, which is with the May kit. This is from the Seek story kit, but I wanted to bring in some blues and purples. So that's, I think, most of what I'm going to be using. I also have the die cuts in case I want to use them, but I don't think I need to add too much in the way of embellishments just because there's so much going on with these photos and the beautiful florals I don't want to take away from. So without further ado, I am going to get going. So let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out this title card. I like to start with the title card because it sort of makes me feel like it's like the ready, set, go for starting the spread, if that makes sense. So I've been using the 4x6 title cards, or month cards, I should say, at the start of every month so far in this 2024 Project Life album. So I want to keep doing that each month, even though the fonts change. It's all kind of the same idea. And I ended up switching out the scalloped labels for just the plain, like even bordered labels, I guess, if you want to call them that. They're just like a color block rather than the scallops because I wanted to use this longer one and I knew I had the longer version of the plain rectangular boxes versus the scalloped ones. So I'm going to use the top part of the Sophie Alphas. I love these, by the way. I think this is my first stamp purchase from Citrus Twist, and I could totally see why everyone's so obsessed, because these were amazing. They stamped really clean. They were, yeah, just great, fantastic. And I love how they fit in the label there. So I just put the week, and then I'm referencing my Hobonichi Daily Techo A6 to make sure I have the right days of the week and make sure that my journaling is correct, that I'm going to use to pull from when I am writing on some of these photos. So this is May 6th through May 12th. I think I hit the 1 week mark of post-surgery on the 7th. So, by the end of the week, I was dying to get out of the house because I am not someone who just like stays home and relaxes. Not to say that there's anything wrong with people who do that. That's fine. I am not somebody who's good at relaxing and taking it easy. Like, I just don't. I'm a go, go, go person. And so I was really ready to get out, which is why there's so many photos towards, in the last 2 days of this Project Life spread. So this is basically my view every day. And so rather than take the same photo 5 days, 6 days in a row, I just took this one and figured, that's going to sum up my week, basically. It is laying on the couch or in my bed with a cat on my lap or two and a cup of black coffee and, listening to NPR or watching TV or reading a book. That's basically all I've been doing. Although this picture of Nora on the trampoline was taken, I think, Wednesday after school. I felt well enough to, go outside. I needed to get some sunshine and fresh air and just watched her for about 10 minutes. That was really all I could handle, to be honest. It's not that I'm in pain. It's just really uncomfortable. I don't know how else to describe it. But my body is just uncomfortable. And I think it's trying to figure out how to rework itself and make it, a new normal. So I stood outside for a few minutes and I sat on the swing for a few minutes and then I was like, okay, I got to go inside. But I managed to snap this photo of Nora doing a toe touch, which actually looks really amazing. Other than she needs to point her toes more. Former cheerleader here. But she was just showing me all her tricks. She's been doing a ton of back walkovers and back bends and front walkovers and all that kind of stuff. So, I was glad that I was able to capture this picture and also get some fresh air and some vitamin D. So I just obviously spelled out toe touch on that. And then I loved The Story die cut, which is actually from April's kit. I didn't like how I stamped the date on the bottom, so I tucked it underneath the chipboard label. And then I just want to embellish the top left of this picture because I feel like it needs a little something. And I want to tell that story of just being outside with Nora for a few minutes and notating that she's, just doing all the tricks this week. Actually, it's been 2 or 3 weeks of nonstop, look at me, I'm doing tricks. So I just kept it simple. I embellished it with a few puffy stickers, and that's it for this photo. And then this picture was earlier, actually, before we went outside. Nora has to do her reading for school, so you can't see that she has a book in her lap, but she's reading. But Smokey, her kitten, or cat, now he's one, decided to jump up on her shoulder and use it as a perch so he could be in the sun, bathing in the sun. So I just thought that was so cute. So I took that picture of Nora and her cat and just put the hello. Again, I think that's from February, actually, that chipboard. But I wanted to bring in some green. And so I used that chipboard on that piece, or on that photo, and then a couple of puffy stickers. Then this picture is from Teacher Appreciation Week. That's Nora's teacher assistant. And I just wanted to notate that I actually crafted this week and I made their Teacher Appreciation shaker cards. They're really cute. They were big pencils that I made. So I spent a couple hours doing that when I was feeling up to it. And her teacher sent that photo to me, so I wanted to include that. And then the May looks like this. Before I get to that, I just remembered, I also pulled in yellow word phrase strips. These are from 2022, I think, from the January story kit, and I wanted to bring in some yellow. So I found a couple of word phrases that will work on some of the photos. So getting back to the May looks like this card, the 4x6 card, I've been using this every month to keep pieces of ephemera from life that are important or meaningful, or even just remind me of something that happened in May. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, but I decided to put this Citrus Twist kit sticker because I got my first ever order of a bunch of Life Crafted albums, which that is in my previous Flip Through Friday haul if you want to check out those and see what I grabbed. And then the tag from my new shoes I got for Mother's Day. My husband got me some new Birkenstocks that I wanted. So, and that's it for now. And as the month goes, I'll add things. And then I also keep ephemera in my Laurel Denise planner, and I also keep ephemera in my Hobonichi. So lots of places for me to be able to keep little memories and things like that. My husband says I like to collect garbage, and he's not lying. So that is it. I'm going to show you close-ups of this page. All right, so moving on to the middle 6x12 page protectors. These are 4x6 slots. I just took photos and pocket cards that were 3x4 size and taped them to a piece of computer paper so that they wouldn't slide around and they'd stay nice and adhered to each other. So this picture is, I had to go back to the doctor on Friday because at this point in the week, the couple days leading up to this appointment that was not scheduled, happened because I've had an allergic reaction of some sort around all of the areas where either like a medical device touched my stomach and or where the incisions were made. So it's been very uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie, especially because my incisions were made through the belly button and then on the left and right sides of my abdomen, very close to my hips. And so then wearing pants isn't really a thing. Like, it's not really an option for me because it's just extremely uncomfortable. And then with it being itchy and puffy, I was like texting back and forth through the MyChart app with the nurse, and she was like, Dr. P wants to see you. Can you come in Friday morning? So my husband brought me in. So I wrote on top of the story die cut that I put on pants because this is my first time wearing pants since surgery. And then I took the Sophie Alphas and stamped back to the doc on the card, and I just journaled about what I just told you, basically is how I've been itching a lot and the doctor wanted to see me, and determined that it is some sort of an allergic reaction. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but back in December, I had like an anaphylactic reaction as well to something we weren't sure about after we went to New York City to see the Rockettes. And if you missed that story, you can definitely check it out in my Project Life videos because I documented it as well. I nearly died from anaphylaxis, and the cause is unknown. Again, here, we don't know exactly what the cause is either, but back in December, they were like, you need to see an allergist. Then I saw my dermatologist for a regular checkup, and she said, you need to see immunology because they will do what allergists can do and more. So I made an appointment in January with immunology, but they can't get me in until June. So here we are, just kind of in limbo and just tackling it with the good old, Benadryl and certain like prescription creams at the site where it's itchy. So it's been rough, especially because sleeping at night is tough anyway. I can't sleep. I'm a stomach sleeper. Can't sleep on my stomach, obviously. So it's been challenging. And so that's the picture I took Friday morning. And then by Saturday morning, the itching has gone down, a fair amount. And I already had these tickets because it's AAPI Awareness Month, and locally, I'm part of a grassroots organization, 518 Asian Alliance, who are hosting and putting on a lot of events throughout the month of May to bring awareness to the AAPI community. And one of those things was a boba tea workshop that was meant for kids that I had signed up for before I even knew I was having surgery. So I did take Nora. It was only an hour. But unfortunately, while we were there, she spilled an entire iced green tea all over my white Lululemon sweatshirt and my leggings. So we had to rush home, put my things in the wash, and fortunately it did not stain, but I was very nervous that it was going to. We still had a lot of fun. We got to sample different types of boba and teas, and I spent way too much money in the gift shop and bought, pre-mixed boba and tapioca pearls and all that stuff. But it was a lot of fun. It was just an hour. And then I came home and crashed and obviously took off my pants. Sorry if that's TMI, but I was like, get these off me. I'm so itchy. And then Saturday, that night, because of it being the awareness month and everything, also my friend's local restaurant that's Korean food, she was having her 8-year anniversary of the restaurant. So of course, we were going to support them and do takeout. And so we went and ordered takeout, but we went to pick it up and we ended up running into a bunch of people, which was really lovely. And then decided to eat on the back patio. So that's what that photo is us just sitting there with all of our food. So it was a lot for me to be like going from, bed to couch, couch to bed for over a week to 2 outings in one day. It was good to see people though. It was good for my soul because I'm a true extrovert. So that was lovely. And of course, being able to support our friend's local Korean restaurant and so some of the things they do at Sunhees, which is what I stamped there is the name of the restaurant, is they teach English as English language lessons because they hire immigrants. And and they do that all free of cost. So we love to be able to support them, and the food is phenomenal. Here are the close-ups of this quick little insert before I flip it over and start working on the back. Some of these embellishments and cards are from April as well. like that bird gold card. I think that's actually from January's Stories by the Month kit, but they're all Ellie Edwards items. So the back side of this 6x12 insert, I've already pre-selected the layout for as far as where I'm going to put photos and cards. So I'm using that vellum 3x4 that says "You make me happy when skies are gray," and then the picture Nora and I took a selfie at church wearing our matching dresses. So I'm just going to put a couple of word phrase stickers there and a couple of puffy stickers, which is kind of my formula when I'm doing project life. And then the middle card is going to house journaling for all of the things that are being shown, all the photos that I'm showing in the next, on the right side of this spread and on the back of this page. So number one, I'm talking about our, going to church on Mother's Day and how it was fun to wear our matching dresses and how my husband had to be there at 9 because he was leading worship. So we drove separate, and it was my first time driving since before the surgery. So that was kind of weird, but a little liberating, I guess. Not the most comfortable though. Because I think like you use a lot of your core when you're driving, you just don't realize it. So it's, I did it because I had to, because I didn't want to be at church at 9 a.m. on Mother's Day, and just sitting there. And then, anyways, the second one, where it says 02 in parentheses, loving this. I just talked about how my husband woke up early and made me homemade blueberry pancakes with bacon. And then how we went to, and they got me gorgeous flowers and chocolates and my new sandals. And then number 3 is talking about how lucky we were to be able to find a really close parking spot at the Tulip Festival, which is this annual festival they have every year. And we usually try to go every year on Mother's Day, which is why I was like, yeah, I'm already going to be at church. I might as well be, I'm going to be dressed up. We might as well go. If I'm really hurting, we'll just sit down. So, but we were really blessed and found a parking spot insanely close to the festival, which is like extremely rare. So God was looking out for me for sure. And we didn't stay long at all. I journaled that we stayed long enough for Nora to get some boba and for me to see the tulips, at least the ones that weren't dead by now. They peaked like a couple weeks ago and we should have gone then, but that's when I was getting ready for surgery and stuff. And then we saw a few people that we knew. So, I journaled about that. And then the fourth one, I'm talking about how I overdid it between Saturday's double outing and then Sunday's church and Tulip Fest outing and the walking around in the park. My tummy was like not happy. So, I definitely had a lot of cramping and pain afterwards. So I journaled about that. And then the bottom 2 photos, it's just the May Stories vellum card with the gold foiling. You get one of those every single month. It'll just say the month and then stories. And I put a piece of chipboard on top because I wanted to bring some more green over to this part of the Project Life spread. So I thought the piece that said "A flower blooms for its own joy" was perfect because obviously all these pictures are of flowers and the event was flowers. But the photo that it's next to is a photo of the bouquet that my husband and Nora picked out for me at the store. And it brings in green. So it was like the perfect little, embellishment that I needed. So I was doing a lot of talking because there was a lot of journaling, and you saw me show close-ups of that little insert. And now I'm working on the right side of the page, just stamping on this vellum card that says mama, mom, mommy, mom. And the currently is a die cut. That die cut there is from, I think, February's Stories by the Month kit. And I'm using the bottom portion of the Sophie Alphas to stamp out Mother's Day and then Tulip Festival. And then I took an old ampersand chipboard piece from Ellie Edwards and put "and" in the middle. I just had to move up the currently. And I love the currently. I love pink and green together. They're actually my 2 favorite colors. So I was really happy with this little decorative card, which is basically like one giant title and subtitle for all of these photos, if you will. And then I put a few puffy stickers. And that's it for this side. And then the rest are all just decorative. I didn't need to do too much because the flowers speak for themselves. I think the colors on them are gorgeous. So I just picked this little number 5 chipboard tag to put on the picture of the close-up of the orange tulip. And then added a couple of puffy stickers on top of that. I left the photo of the pink and green tulips, the really interesting looking one, which I wish I got the name of, but didn't. I just left that photo plain. The card in the middle, I will write on at the end the picture of Nora and I in our matching outfits underneath that pretty tree there. I just put a couple of word phrase stickers that say escape and mom and a couple of puffy flowers. Then I moved on to the picture of Matt and my little one, and I put a piece of chipboard that said "this story" and a couple of puffy stickers on that one next to the 4x6 vellum that says "love this month." And here you can see where I'm doing that technique of just simply putting them both on a piece of computer paper so that they don't slide around in the 4x6 pocket. And then the final photo is the family photo, and I embellished that with word phrase stickers and puffy stickers, created a flip up by taping down the vellum patterned piece on the back and then putting the mom label on top of it. It's like a big tag. And a lot of these die cuts are a little bit too big for my taste, but I liked it to just kind of take up space and created sort of my own little wildly patterned title card. And I didn't know when I would ever use these again, so I figured it worked really well on this flip up. And that way also doesn't take away from the floral photos I have. So on that mama tag, I just put a little label and journaled that my mom came for dinner. Nora calls her Cece. So I just wrote that Cece came for dinner, and then that they love to play Boggle, which they did. And that's it. The journaling card, I'm just basically rewriting about how it felt really good to get out of the house and be around people, how I felt I would be able to walk some more, and just about Cece coming over and us giving her gifts and what Matt made for dinner. And that is it for this very large Project Life spread for week number 19. I absolutely love the way it turned out, all the colors, the stamping. It was so much fun to put together, and I'm loving it. You know, I'm a big rainbows, colors person, so this week brought me a lot of joy, especially to be able to feel well enough to sit and craft and put these together. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening to my recovery stories and just seeing what life has been like for us over the last week. Let me know if you have any questions at all about anything that I shared as usual. So I am going to show you the close-ups of the completed final page of this large Project Life spread. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and spending time with me. And yeah, thanks so much for being here. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, friends, and remember that you are enough. Bye.